Hi everyone! Today I'm going to tell you 25 things that I have learned during this quarantine. Stay on until the end of this video and I'll tell you 2 tricks in order to learn many things. I'll begin in a minute. "25 things I have learned during this quarantine period." Number 1, I learned how to edit my videos. I uploaded my first public video in YouTube on March 21, and I never contemplated on asking someone to edit it because I know that in the process, I have to learn it. My second learning is how to use effects, the titles, the transitions in Final Cut Pro, and that I really like the experience of having it work. My third is how to upload in YouTube. I have uploaded 22 times and it just became easier. My fourth is how to put captions. I realized that YouTube would have an automatic captioning, but you really have to edit it, so I learned to edit. And sometimes the captions would not appear, like probably 2 videos, automatic caption file was not appearing, so I just had to add the subtitles manually. My fifth learning is how to edit the audios. And number 6 learning is how to level up my webinars. I've been doing webinars. I've spoken to people in Singapore, to Iran, to Spain by using Skype. Recently I was using Zoom, but it's only when I started paying for Ecom Live Pro plan that it was really shall I say, a new experience, newer for many in the audience, and they would say, even my clients would say that it's really quite different from other presentations when I show myself with my slides. It's not just like in a top portion of my screen. Number 7 is how to talk to the camera, like I'm doing right now. Before, I would put my sheets of paper there and I was not that spontaneous, but somehow I got to learn it by practice.
For number 8, I learned that I have been mispronouncing some words. Most of the time, I discover it when I edit the automatic captioning by YouTube, and then I get to know that the machine has not picked up what I was saying really well, accurately, because I was mispronouncing words.
The 9th is how to use Photoshop elements. It's the one that I use many times for the graphics in my videos. The 10th is using the TubeBuddy. This is an app that helps YouTubers to save time. So I learned to do that. So number 11 is how to use Siri. I have mentioned it in another video how I would just ask Siri to set an alarm for after 2 hours or search something. So it's like I have a new assistant. 12th is how to do cable-less printing. Then number 13 is how to use Apple TV. It was like sold to me in the store, somehow advertised that when I buy the iMac, I would have an annual free subscription of Apple TV. I am not really TV watcher, but just for a birthday celebration, someone in the house asked for Westlife. And I said, somehow I saw that in Apple TV, so I downloaded that. I paid $199, but at least I know how to do that. And then I also learned how to live stream. This is the major thing. The thing is I help organize monthly spiritual recollections, and I learned to do live stream in YouTube. Probably I was able to do that after I got 100 subscribers. I just found that red live stream icon up and I had to try that. And so when in the beginning of the lockdown, I was telling these people, my friends, if they want to do a recollection, they can just listen to the audio. I gave them some schedules, but somehow I realized that some of them somehow really want to have some company. So I decided to live stream in a small chapel with the priest there, about 5 other people listening. And you will not find it in my channel because really it's not my own recollection. It's just that I'm a volunteer and I'm helping. So it's not something that I advertise as one of my videos. So, but of course, I have other professional live streaming. Like when I do my seminars for accountants, they call me by Zoom. But then I also record in YouTube. Number 15 is how to set up my YouTube studio. How to set up my office. So this is not my real office. You must have seen me with my bookcase at the back. So it has had several iterations because I know that it's not really a home office which is private, but at some point in time, I have to record myself facing the people. So I have to make it in a way that is something that the public will see. Number 16, the one that you see at my back in some of the video, there's the movable shelves. at some point, our handyman was not coming because of the lockdown, but I had to make some rearrangements of the book, so I just had to fix it in a way that the store owner was saying that it's easy to fix. So I just had to get from the handyman's shelves the hammer, and I just had to change the levels, the distance, and so that it will fit all my books. Learning number 17 is how to make use of yMnNb shelf. I don't know if it's called like that. But suddenly I just discovered that it can be brought sideways so that I can make use of it while I'm making some calls. So I don't really have to hold it, or it's not just there below, but it's really up here. Also, along with this, I also discovered that when one of my cables that's just there in the shelf, while watching one of the YouTubers, I discovered that it could be a connector of my Canon camera for my live streaming. And then number 18 is how to make my air cooler using an ice pack. I just bought it. It arrived, the 2 little ice packs arrived from Shopee yesterday. It made the temperature in my very hot room 3 degrees lower. Number 19 is how to live without Facebook Messenger. I deactivated myself from Facebook, but I decided to keep the Messenger because it's also a free messaging app. But at some point at the start of the quarantine, I was really getting a lot of the stories that I was avoiding before. I mean, a lot of messages, forwarded messages, and I thought they were coming from Facebook. And of course, because the links will bring you back to Facebook. So somehow it's really something that I wanted to have a little bit more peace, a little bit more of sanity. So somehow I learned to live without it. And somehow I'm not missing it. And I thought, with the many apps in my iPhone, perhaps I can also still study what else to be removed from there. Number 20 is how to use Gcash. It's somehow related to my number 21 learning, is how to buy load in Gcash to pass it to another person. So it has been useful to some people in this house because of course, the store where they used to buy the load was closed because of the lockdown. So it was very useful for sending load, such that in one of our cookouts, they constructed a stall for me that says pass a load. Number 22 is how to clean the toilet in an extraordinary way. That is to really remove the yellow rings. I actually was thinking with my lockdown cleaning video to give it to you, but I found that there's so many experts in YouTube that's going to tell it to you. You just Google that. So somehow that video did not work out, but I was so happy to have my toilet really clean, super white clean. But of course, if you wanted that, put your comments below and I'll try to do another one. I'm pending in 2 months' time to again clean it in an extraordinary way. Number 23 is how to use Shopee Wallet Pay. At a certain point, I did not want to still go and meet the delivery man when he would text me that my delivery is already there. I decided to do Wallet Pay. It's very convenient. I've been using that for the past 2 weeks. Very convenient. But at the same time, I thought I have to still wait for the delivery man because it's my chance to give him a tip, at the same time to give him a prayer card. And this giving of prayer cards is, again, I think another video because they're very thankful. When I tell them, oh, do you want po, nagdadasal po kayo sa mga santo para manghingi po ng tulong? Ito po, dasalin nyo para hindi kayo maka-COVID. And in more than one case, I really saw the man's eyes lit up. Like, really very happy for that suggestion. So I still want to meet them, but a bit from afar. No?
For number 24, I learned and I'm still learning how to use the trackpad and the menu bar of MacBook Pro.
The last one is how to use line breaks in Instagram. I know that you cannot do that manually, so I just had to purchase an app which is called Stacy, and that's it. No, it was very simple. So these are the 25 things I have learned during this quarantine period. And as I promised you, I'll give you 2 tricks. Well, the first is I really make use of Google search or YouTube search. And the second trick is that I use an external monitor. I was almost going to sell it because when I bought my MacBook, I thought that having the Mac and the MacBook would be useful. But somehow, like almost, I tidied it. I was ready to sell it in Carousel. But at one point, when the MacBook had to go to another floor, I was downloading several apps. Then I was just using my Mac and I realized I missed it because I could do other things. I could listen to some tutorials while I'm having problems with the editing. had to get it out of the bag again for sale, and I realized it had been for me a very useful monitor. Very useful in all these learnings. So I hope you tell me in the comments below, what is it that you found most helpful? What is it that you'll try to learn? Or what is the biggest or the most workable tip that you got from me today? And I'll see you in the next one. You might be surprised that I'm wearing my t-shirt. This is my excursion day, in a sense that I'm not really working in the office. This is a new setting. I've gone to a different place in the house. I just have to set this up in a different place in order to have a different view of life. That is a way to rest from the normal work from home arrangement.